Still with us, national trial attorney Michael Jaafar. Now we're going to talk about this case, Michael, that's also going to be starting next week. A lot of just horrific details in this one that we'll be expecting to hear a lot about.
Yeah, this case is what I call just not a case, right? Like this guy's going to get sentenced to death, right? Even if he didn't have his co-conspirator testifying against him after having taken a plea where she's going to be spending the rest of her life in prison, even if he didn't have that, just the evidence that already exists in this case, where they found the remains in the freezer cut up in his home, the depravity of it, the blunt force trauma, the constant raping, all of that's death penalty material. But he's going to also have his co-conspirator testifying against him. So this is one of the cases where you're a defense attorney. These are the cases that, you have to, you get a level of experience in coming up with arguments in cases like this that you can't get anywhere else, because as a defense attorney, all you're trying to do is try to find a way to combat the death sentence. That's all you're trying to do. No defense attorney ever wants to be known as the person, the girl or the guy who had a client get sentenced to death. You don't want to be that. That's one of the things in our industry, like, oh, he had a client get put to death. So few people get put to death, right? You don't want to be painted as one of the attorneys who had a client go to the electric chair, right? And so I'm sure his attorneys have reached out to the state and said, look, he'll take a plea, life in prison without the possibility of parole. In his allocution, he'll say what he did. And the state of Tennessee would have said, no, we already have one person, one of the co-conspirators. We gave that deal. That deal's off the table for your person. It was never on the table for your person, but it's definitely not on the table now. So for me, I'm looking for the defense attorney to come in and say he had a horrible life, he had a terrible life, he did this, he did that, he was trying to do good, but the demons came in, they got him, he killed her. Once he killed her, he got scared. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for them to try to get him off or get some sort of a reduced manslaughter. I'm not looking for any of that. I'm looking for his defense attorneys to lay a foundation and a record so that after he gets convicted, they can convince a jury to not recommend death to the judge. That's what I'm looking for. It's going to be very interesting.